Hey everyone, Dr. Richard Lai here with Study Acupuncture with me. So, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Richard. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm an acupuncturist. And I bring you acupuncture broken down so that you, with your busy schedule, can just relax and listen and understand the material. Part of each theory-based episode, I send out a study guide, a free PDF that has all the topics that I talk about. So to get that email, you have to get on my email list. So go to www.studyacuwithme.com and sign up right now. Alright, so today, what are we talking about? Well, in episode 30, we talked about the functions of the San Jiao, and I got a comment on the YouTube video asking a really good question. So username Lumpy Dumpy asked, how does the function of the San Jiao moving qi throughout the body differ from the liver's function of moving qi throughout the body? Now, this is actually an amazing question. So today we're going to devote this episode to answering this question right after we hear a quick word from our sponsor. All right, and we're back. So the question is, how does the function of the San Jiao moving qi throughout the body differ from the liver's function of moving qi throughout the body? So to answer this, we have to first recap. We have to know that the San Jiao has a function to control the transportation and penetration of qi. And in the previous episode, we talked about how the San Jiao controls the qi in our body. And the San Jiao is responsible for 4 qi movements, for ascending, descending, entering, and exiting of qi in all of our organs and in all the different parts of our body. So we have to break that sentence down into 2 parts. Part number 1 is the qi movement part, the ascending, descending, entering, and exiting. And then part number 2 is the organs and all the different parts of our body. So that's where it ascends, descends, enters, and exits. So number 1, San Jiao is responsible for the ascending, descending, entering, and exiting of qi. So that's referring to that qi mechanism. So qi mechanism is just how qi moves in all the different parts of our body, which is ascending, descending, entering, and exiting. Now, the specific movement is going to vary depending on what physiological process that is involved. So it all boils down to those 4 fundamental movements of qi. So those 4 fundamental movements of qi are ascending of qi, descending of qi, exiting of qi, and entering of qi. So with these 4 movements, we can even characterize them as either yin or yang. For example, with ascending and descending. Ascending would be yang. Descending would be yin. And for exiting and entering, exiting is a yang movement, and entering into an organ is a yin movement. So ascending and descending is pretty self-explanatory, but with entering and exiting, that's basically just how qi enters and exits an organ, or how it enters and exits a body structure. For example, qi can enter and exit the joint. Qi can enter and exit a body cavity. So those are the 4 fundamental movements of qi. Qi can ascend, descend, exit, and enter. Now, the second part is the avenue on which they move, the structures that they move through, our organs, the channels, the different parts of our body, where the qi moves, where it ascends, where it descends, how it enters, where it exits. All of these different movements in all of these different organs in all of the different parts of our body are composed of our general physiological processes in our body. So every physiological process in our body is the result of that movement of qi. And there has to be a proper balance of that movement for us to be healthy, for those physiological processes to be healthy and running. So that proper balance can be related to yin and yang. So yin and yang meaning a proper balance of ascending and descending, a proper balance of entering and exiting. So all of those physiological processes, if there's a proper balance of yin and yang, then there's not going to be pathology and there's just going to be appropriate health. So physiological processes, what are some examples? Well, we have birth, we have growth, we have maturation, we have how your eyes see things, how your ears hear things, how your qi and blood is formed, how your fluids move throughout your body. All of this depends on qi movement. And the direction is going to vary depending on the organ. Because your formation of qi, your formation of blood, how you see things, those are all different organs that are causing that process to run. So the qi movement, or at least the primary qi movement, is going to differ in each one. So a really easy example is the stomach. Now, the natural qi direction or qi movement of the stomach is descending. So then the question is, how does the San Jiao and how does the liver influence the stomach in terms of its qi movement? So the answer is San Jiao controls the qi in our body. It controls the qi movement, which is the ascending, descending, entering, and exiting. It controls that qi movement in all of our organs and in all the different parts of our body. So in terms of the stomach, San Jiao helps the stomach qi to descend. Now, what does liver do? Liver has a function to ensure the smooth flow of qi. It ensures the smooth flow of qi in all the different parts of our body and all the organs. So, ensure the smooth flow of qi, meaning it helps qi move. It helps qi move smoothly. It helps qi circulate. It helps qi stay relaxed. It helps it flow smoothly and free. The liver ensures the smooth flow of qi throughout the body, in all organs, and in all directions. So that just means that together, the San Jiao and the liver control the movement of qi to make sure of two things. To make sure, number one, qi flows smoothly. And number two, qi flows properly. And by properly, I mean that it goes in the direction that it's supposed to go in. Because each organ has a proper qi direction that it goes in to accomplish its physiological process. So for example, stomach qi descends. Stomach qi descends because, number one, your stomach receives food. So qi direction needs to be downward to help the stomach receive the food. Now your appetite also. Food and drink needs to go down into your stomach. So if you have a healthy balance of yin and yang in your stomach, meaning healthy stomach qi descending, your appetite is going to be good. Now, if there's an imbalance and there's rebellious stomach qi, then your patient's going to have manifestations like poor appetite, burping, nausea, vomiting, and GERD. All right, so I hope that answers your question, Lumpy Dumpy, and I appreciate you taking the time to comment and ask a question on YouTube. So I hope everyone found great value in this episode. I hope the answer was clear for you. And for anyone, if you have a question that you want answered, leave a comment just like Lumpy Dumpy did. They left a comment on YouTube, I saw it, and I created an episode on it. Now, this is a theory-based episode, so a theoretical approach to the San Jiao and the liver, but we can still talk about it from a clinical standpoint because we can take a step and just think about how can we apply this to our patient? How can we apply qi movement? How can we apply the function of the liver and the San Jiao to the patients that are coming into our clinic? So, for example, for patients who are coming into your clinic with patterns that are exacerbated by emotional issues, stress, anger, irritability. Now, we know those emotions can cause harm to the liver, and it can cause qi to stagnate. We know that the liver is supposed to ensure the smooth flow of qi in our body, and the San Jiao also has a function in controlling qi movement. So for your patients with patterns that are exacerbated by that emotional turmoil, try using liver points and San Jiao points as part of your point prescription. For example, maybe include San Jiao 6. That can help promote that function of transportation and penetration of qi, and see if that lone point helps your patient. Maybe even use a shu point, San Jiao Shu, UB22, or use both San Jiao 6 and UB22. See if that point combination helps your patient. Whichever one helps them, try it. Maybe if it doesn't help them the next time, just use one. The point is, no pun intended, to test and retest. Use one point or one modality, see if that helps your patient improve. Use two, see if it helps your patient improve. Use the second one only, test and retest. Alright everyone, that's the end of this episode. Until next time, God bless and happy studying.